Stand Live, starring Pockets, Hot Rod, Bubble J, Joba, Momo, Scar, Eddie D, Albion, Gear, featuring Hellsaw 5, Rugrat, Randy C, Tribito, Vince Conway, Mike Coulon, Sean Frederick, musical guest BSR Mayhem, and your host, BSR Texan. Ladies and gentlemen, BSR Texan.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Spotter Stand. Coming at you live once again. We just finished up a week of racing at Las Vegas. Hell of a week. Great racing all week long at Las Vegas. And Saturday night we ran the team series at Daytona. And joining me in the booth tonight is just myself and the sweeper himself, BSR Mayhem. How you doing tonight?
Hey, hello. I'm very good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. Of course, I'd be doing a little better if I'd have managed to steal one of these wins away from you this week, but we're making things interesting here in the chase for 2020. Points are getting extremely close in two of these series, so let's get right into it here. Let's go over, take a look at Wednesday night Truck Series. Just ran at Las Vegas. This was race number 7 out of 10 for the Truck Series. So just 3 races left to go in the chase for the championship here in these trucks. Coming up, Talladega this coming week. We're going to have a few weeks off before we head into Martinsville and we finish up at Phoenix. So 3 totally different tracks left. We've got the biggest track on the circuit, along with one of the smallest, and then Phoenix, very unique 1.5-ish speedway. But let's talk about Vegas. That's where we raced this last week. It was BSR Mayhem who dominated this race at Vegas in the trucks. You can see here he took the pole and the victory on Wednesday night in the Truck Series at Vegas. That was a hell of a race Wednesday night. We had some great side-by-sides, some swipping and swapping for the lead. We had some green flag pit stops. Hell of a run, hell of a victory, man.
Thank you. Yeah, the side-by-side race in Vegas is absolutely awesome. It reminds me of Michigan, where I can put my truck anywhere and just, high side, low side. It runs, and we had a lot of swapping back and forth, a lot of crossovers. Good time.
Yeah, my truck works okay on the high side at Vegas. Vegas does have a decent high line, but you had yours hooked up, either line, high line, low line. Anytime I got below you, it seemed like you were able to hold it in there on the high side for at least a couple of laps before I could actually complete the pass. And then when I did, you were bringing it right back down to the inside to take it right back away from me. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. Hell of a race. Let's go over, take a look at our results from Wednesday night's truck race at Vegas.
Yeah, BSR Mayhem took the win. Eddie D finished second. BSR Texan finished third. Hot Rod, 4th place finish. Nice job. And Mike Coulon came in 5th.
Look at that. Mayhem only truck on the lead lap at the end of the race. Lapped the entire field. 99 laps led. Very few other drivers led any laps. I led 1 lap, all that switching places, I would get the lead. Like I said, you would take it right back away from me, and most of the time, it was before I could get to the start-finish line to lead a lap. I led one lap. Hot Rod led one lap. Sean Fredericks led one lap, and Pockets managed to lead 5 laps. I believe that was through fuel. Pockets stayed out one of the green flag stops and led several laps there at the end. As you can see, only 2 cautions in this race. Just 2 cautions for a total of 10 laps. And man, hell of a race. Lots of green flag racing, lots of green flag stops. And I was, as you can see, I was 5 points ahead of Mayhem going into this race. Mayhem with 46 points, myself with 41. So he made up 5 points on me in this one race at Vegas. So as we go over here and take a look at the standings, you'll see it is now a tie for the lead. 3 races left to go. You couldn't get any closer than that. Tie for the lead. Mike Coulong in 3rd place, down by 34. Pockets in 4th, down by 43. And Sean Fredericks rounding out the top 5, down by 44. He's got Eddie D right on his tail, down by 45 points. And Hot Rod back in 7th, down by 54. So we got a tie, man. 3 races left to go, and we're heading into Talladega. Biggest track on the circuit, and anything can happen at Talladega.
It is the wild card of the chase. I mean, it's going to be exciting because not only for for this series, but every series, it just seems like we're so close. I don't believe, even if you and I had bad races these next 3 races, that even 3rd place can catch us. I think we really are in it for ourselves.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. It depend, if we both finished last and next to last in all 3 of these races, there might be a chance that 3rd place could catch us there, but that's pretty much what would have to happen. I mean, we would have to be out of it last and next to last in pretty much all of these races with the turnouts that we've been getting in these. That's 11 points per race, 12 points one race just to tie. So that's, yeah, I think it's pretty much down to just the 2 of us for the championship in this series.
Just noticing the standings, the breakdown between our races, and man, it's been some close 1-2s this season. Really cool.
Well, let's go back over to the schedule here. As we know, we got Talladega coming up this week. It's going to be Talladega, I believe, all 3 nights, isn't it? Maybe not Friday night. I'm not sure if.
I believe we are off Friday night.
Yeah, Xfinity doesn't run. So let's go to Thursday night and take a look at the Thursday night Cup chase. We're not nearly as far into this chase as we are the trucks. Truck chase starts a lot earlier and has several weeks off in the middle of it. Only 4 races in to the 10-race chase in the Cup Series this far, and points are very close in this series as well. Extremely close. They just tightened up a lot with this Vegas race. As you can see, once again, Mayhem takes the pole in the Cup Series and the victory. Pole and the victory in the truck and the Cups. Mayhem definitely got it hooked up at Las Vegas. We had some more close racing in this race in this Cup Series, and
yeah, go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say my car didn't hook up in the early part of the runs as it did in the truck, which made the beginning of the runs a lot more interesting, a lot more passing, and different cars up in the front.
Yeah, I felt like I had a lot better car than I did truck. I was really, really hoping to try to get this win to maybe keep a little bit more of a lead on you in this series, but it just didn't work out for me. It wasn't in the cards, and these points are about almost as close as they can get as well. Let's go over and take a look at our results here from Thursday night's Cup race at Vegas.
Yes, BSR Mayhem did take the win. Our very own BSR Texan did finish second. Sean Fredericks with a nice run in third. BSR Momo. He finished 4th place. Good to see him. And BSR Hot Rod took another top 5.
Hot Rod running pretty good at Vegas. He had a good car all week long. He ran pretty well at Vegas. Momo, like I said, good to see him in there. He's been absent a lot of these races this season, and now with college football going, Thursday night's about the only night he's been racing with us here recently.
He said he wanted to concentrate on this Cup Series and try to get another championship in this series.
Well, you led the most laps once again, 62 laps led. I did manage to lead 22 laps in this Cup race at Vegas. Sean Fredericks led a lap, Momo led 5, and Hot Rod with 15 laps led. Pockets and Eddie D also leading a lap, so almost the entire field managed to lead a lap in this race. Mike Coulon with the bad luck at the beginning of the race. He blew a motor in the first run, did he not? I believe that's what happened to him.
Absolutely. I believe it was like 11 laps in.
And that had me worried because he was running the exact same gearing that I was. Same tape, same gearing. And when his motor expired early in the race, that had me concerned. You know, it's like, hey, this might happen to me some point during this race. So I got lucky, and it lasted the whole race. Managed to bring it home in 2nd place. We did have a few more cautions on Thursday night. Looks like we had a total of 7 cautions on Thursday night's race. Do you recall, did we have green flag pit stops Thursday night? I don't think we did.
I don't exactly recall. Those 3 nights kind of went together. I remember after Wednesday, going into Thursday with a more of a plan on when I wanted to pit rather than just kind of figuring as the race went, because, you learn your fuel mileage and, how to break down a run. And I made a plan. I don't think we actually had any green flag stops that night.
Yeah, I know we did have a few good long runs in there where we had quite a few green flag laps run, but not nearly the green flag run we had on Wednesday night. But still a great race, a lot of fun. Sean Fredericks with a great finish, 3rd place on Thursday night, and it's just too bad Mike had the bad luck there because he was having a good chase. Going into the chase, he was a little behind because of the bonus points issues, not making the amount of races in segment 1 to get the 13 bonus points. Those extra 13 bonus points would have gone a long way for Mike. And he was so far, he was cutting into that deficit, cutting that points lead down each week. But this week really took its toll on him. He lost a total of 12 points to Mayhem in this race, and he lost, looks like 9 points to myself. So ended up losing 9 points off the lead. And Mayhem, just as you'll see here as we go take a look at the standings, Mayhem cut that lead down to just 1 point. So now it's 1 point separating the top 2 in the Cup Series, and we've still got 6 races left to go in this series. Momo in 3rd, down by 26. Pockets in 4th place, down by 27. And Hot Rod rounding out the top 5, down by 28. So Hot Rod jumps up a spot to move into the top 5. And Mike Coulon, with that blown motor and the last place finish, drops back 2 places, down by 30 points. Really, I would say all the way back to Mike Coulon, 30 points. With 6 races left to go, that's still easily, that can be made up in 6 races.
Absolutely. And if you look at the finish of this race, there's that last place finish that we were talking about that could be any one of us and drop us down in the points.
That's right. And, coming into Talladega, one of the drivers I would say with the best shot, and we're definitely going to look out for, we're just talking about Momo and how he would like to pull off this Cup championship. Momo, excellent at the super speedways. He has won as many races as anybody at Talladega. And when it comes down to the end of the race, if he's in the front, he's a master at blocking and knowing which lane to get in, when to make the move. Uh, I've tried, I couldn't tell you how many times being in second place right behind Momo and tried to make that pass. It's like he has a crystal ball. He just has that intuition. As soon as you go to move, he's already on it. He's moving. It's like he knows exactly what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. And you want to race clean, so you're not just going to run over him. You got to lift a little bit. Once you do that, you've lost your option to move back up and take the other lane away. So yeah, Momo as good as they get when it comes to Talladega, and if he's going to make up some points, this is definitely a race he's going to do it in.
Absolutely, and the advantage he also has is the view he uses. I don't believe he's in car, which gives you a little more of a wider shot of that guy behind you. When he makes a move, you can immediately react. You're not really looking up in your mirror and having to distract yourself from going forward. You're actually seeing what's behind you. He's got a little bit of advantage in that way, but he's damn good at that. He's been racing these super speedways as long as his game is out, and he's got it down.
Yeah, I'm not sure which view he uses, whether he drives from the roof or from the chase. Um, if he drives from the roof, he's pretty much the same as, in car as far as having to watch your mirror for that movement. But if he does use the chase view, you can see that front end of that guy's car behind you, and that would definitely help with knowing when they're making those moves or not. So I know he's good at it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I bring that up because I know the mirror that's set in the Cup car. To me, it's sometimes it's difficult to tell exactly how far away that guy behind you is, and I tend to not want to jump in front of somebody when it looks like they're right there, but maybe there's actually more room than I think. But with the pixels, the way they, the collision detection, you don't want to get that close to somebody's nose and wipe them out with your bumper, because that would suck.
Yeah, the pockets maneuver, as we would call it. But that's legal. So if you're blocking, you're blocking. It's legal in the last 10 laps, and that's sometimes what you got to do to protect that position. You always run that risk that it's not going to be that car behind you that goes around, but it's going to be you that goes around. So that's one factor you got to play, whether you're willing to do that or not. And I'm sure it's going to come down to that come this week, because we've got something else on the line here that we need to take a look at. It is the 5150 Challenge, the last race. This will be race number 5 of the chase, and it is the last race of the 5150 Challenge. So let's go over to the statistics here. Take a look at where we're at. Average finishing position right here. So Mike Coulomb with the bad luck. Mike was in the lead. He had a 2, I believe. He was at a 2 average finishing position. Well in the lead, had a good lead over myself and Mayhem as far as average finishing position going into this race. And that last place finish took its toll. It only knocked him back to a 3.75, but still, that's a full position of what's ahead of him. BSR Mayhem with a 2.75, and myself currently sitting at a 2.50. So currently, I am in the lead with the 5150 Challenge with the best average finishing position, but coming into Talladega, only a quarter of a position makes the difference. And I haven't done the math. I'm not sure what one position would do, depending. I don't know if it would matter what that position is, whether it was first, second, third, fourth, but if I finish one position behind you, I wonder if that would move us into a tie. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that one position is going to be a tie. So I think in order to keep this lead, I'm going to have to finish in front of you. And I believe if you finish in front of me, whether it's one position or not, that's at least a tie or better. And a tie, as we know, we're going to have to go down to wins. And if you look over here in the win column, it's BSR Mayhem with 2 wins. Momo's got a win. Mike Coulong has got a win. BSR Texan, he's not even listed over here. So if we go down to a tie, it's definitely going to be BSR Mayhem who takes the 5150 Challenge Championship once again this year. We just got one race left to go, so I got to tell you, if I'm ahead of you, I just might risk that block factor come the end of this race.
Absolutely, man. We gotta do the win. That's the Talladega. You got to find the right dancing partner. Hope somebody goes with you. Hope the guy doesn't leave you hanging, whatever it is. But anything can happen, especially in that last lap, getting caught up in somebody's mess. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, because as we know, these races tend to go mostly green flag. We do have a few cautions here and there, but mostly they go green flag. Usually, if we're going to get a caution, more times than not, it's because of a blown engine and not necessarily because of an accident that happens on the track. So hitting and nailing those pit stops every time is what it's going to come down to. And I would like to think I've got a little bit of an edge, but seeing you in these Saturday night team series that you've been in and raced in, 96% of the time, you're still on the lead draft at the end of the race when it goes green flag all the way. Even if there's only 3 or 4 cars, you're generally one of them. So I don't really think I have an edge when it comes to pitting. Just going to have to watch out for those black flags in the pits. That's what's going to get either one of us.
Right, absolutely. And just, last week I remember I ran the Saturday night series, and within the first few laps I got door hit and put into the wall, and I was running around by myself that race. So anything is possible with these super speedway races.
Well, that happened to me last night, as a matter of fact. I got bumped just a little bit out of the corner as I was trying to change lanes. As a matter of fact, I was changing lanes at right when I got bumped, and I think that's the reason I ended up going around. But same thing happened to me just last night, and I ended up running by myself. I was running with Randy C there for a little while last night, but I ended up running by myself for a bit. I was able to get back into the pack. I was laps down, but I was still able to get back there and try to help my team. But yeah, that can happen to anybody at any time. Bad bump in the corner and no caution when you spin down to the inside. Next thing you know, you're all by yourself. So I personally, I really hope that this goes green all the way, and it comes down to pitting and racing at the end. I hope we're able to actually both be in the lead pack, and just whoever chooses the right line at the right time is able to get that position.
Absolutely, man. That's the thing. I'm looking forward to just green flag runs, and like you said, this is come down to pit stops. Having have the most balls to come as fast as you can to the line, get down on the brakes, and not hit the guys around you. I mean, it's definitely going to be a blast.
So I'm going to click over one more time. I still have this picture here and show you guys a picture of this replica that Mayhem has put together. Eddie Van Halen 5150 guitar. That is going to be the trophy for the 5150 challenge, and whoever comes home with that's going to be proud to display that particular trophy right there. I think that's awesome, and we really appreciate the effort that you put into this, because that looks great.
Oh, absolutely. Any excuse to have more racing. I mean, if I could make this a separate race with 5 races that we race on another night, I'd be cool with that too, because I just enjoy the racing around here for sure.
All right, let's go back over to the schedule here as we see 6 races left to go. Talladega coming up this week. Then we will be moving on to the Charlotte Road Course. That's going to be the monkey wrench in this schedule right here, because I love these road courses. I would like to say I'll probably do well at this particular road course a little bit tough. like I've said before, a little bit loose off the corners if you get in the throttle too hard. And the way my luck has been with road courses so far this season, I can't remember blowing any gears at any of the road courses we've run so far this season, which is rare for me. I usually lose at least one, sometimes two different gears on a road course. So this might be my time here. We come to Charlotte Road Course, I could lose one or more gears. I could blow the engine altogether. That could happen to any one of us at Charlotte. That's going to be a definite factor here. We'll see how that race goes. Then we're going to move into Kansas. Great track to race on. Texas, another great track to race on. And Martinsville, short track, and then finishing out the season at Phoenix. So the next couple of weeks definitely going to be interesting. Talladega coming up this week on Thursday, and the Charlotte Road Course coming up the week after that. So we got a couple of interesting weeks coming up here. And it's going to be Talladega all week this coming week, even though we are off on Friday. The team series will be running at Talladega on Saturday night as well. Let's go to Friday night here. Friday night Xfinity Chase. We're now 5 races in to this chase for the Xfinity Championship. And look at that. Wouldn't you know, Mr. Mayhem, the sweeper sweeps the pole and the victory for all 3 races at Vegas. Once again on Friday night, Mayhem taking the pole and taking the victory. No surprise after Wednesday night's performance. Wednesday, Mayhem dominated. I believe, what was it, 99 laps that you led in that race. Really fast truck. And once again, Friday night, very fast Xfinity car took the pole and took the victory. So congrats not only on the win here, but on the sweep for the entire week of racing. That doesn't happen very often here at BSR. And I believe you've done it a couple of times this year. Congrats on doing it once again here at Vegas.
Thank you. I'm proud of that. Kentucky was the other sweep, and I worked hard. You know, I knew I had a fast car from last year, and Thursday night I know I took the win in this same race, and earlier in the year, this year, and I just was practicing, just kind of putting on laps, and on top of that, I did get some new equipment, a new wheel, and I have the new pedals on the way. And that wheel has definitely helped, a little force feedback, and able to just drive the car more, save the car more, steer the car more, rather than relying on the feel of what I think I'm seeing on the screen. So it's definitely a different feel to the race. It definitely helps me, and I think that contributed to this week of just, taking care of business.
Yeah, awesome job. And really getting used to a new wheel like that quickly. It's not that easy of a thing to do, even though the force feedback definitely helps. That helps me a ton in being able to feel what the car's doing. Know when to counter steer is one of the biggest things. When and how much to counter steer if you're starting to get loose. Sometimes it's just a burp on the throttle. But that force feedback really helps a ton with that right there. And I know it's not easy to get used to a new wheel that quickly. And you've only had this thing, what, a couple of weeks now? Was this your first set of races with this wheel, or did you race with it the previous week as well?
I believe I had it by Thursday night at Bristol. So this was the second week of racing. But I mean, plug and play, man. I just lowered some of the, the forces. There's not a lot of vibration. There's not a lot of jitter. But what I do have is that the centering spring, where it really reacts to the game and the sim, and sending that information to the wheel, where you said you can feel when you need to counter steer, if you need to lift a little bit. It almost was just set up right out of the box. I changed the degrees of rotation to something that felt good. That's another thing, having a wheel that goes, I think this goes 2,000 degrees or something, where you can keep turning the thing. And if you have to make like a little save or a sudden turn, your car's not just going to completely overreact. Having that extra degrees of rotation allows you to be a little more, free with the wheel without worrying that you're going to spin out.
Right. So as we can see here, the next race coming up Friday night is going to be October 9th. So we will be off this Friday. We may have a fun run or something going on Friday night if everybody wants to come out and do a little bit of racing. If nothing else, maybe we can put up some practice for the Charlotte road course that's going to be coming up in the following week on Friday night.
Can't hurt for sure. That Thursday night last year at Charlotte Road Course, you and Momo were going at it. You had fast cars. I believe you both had some issues. I fell into second place smelling like roses, and I was not good there. So I'm looking forward to getting back there and seeing if I can improve.
Yeah, Pockets, I believe, was running in third place when the incident with me and Momo happened, and he ended up with the win. Yeah, Pockets with a win at a road course and Charlotte road course at that. I believe last year was the first time we had run this officially in the season. So this only going to be the second time we've run this Charlotte road course here at BSR, and it's still a fresh, fairly new track to most of us. So a little bit of practice can go a long way, that's for sure.
Absolutely, I'll take what we can get for sure.
So let's go over, take a look at Saturday night team series. Hell of a race on Saturday night. This was race number 8 out of 10, Daytona. And the entire Black Car Mafia team did show up. As you can see, BSR Bubba J took the victory for the Black Car Mafia. Mafia had a great run on Saturday night. Their entire team was there. Randy C, I see you out there in the chat. Be good to see you Thursday night for that cup race. Randy was there for the Mafia. Also, BSR Pockets, SS Joba, and Bubba J all were there. Bubba J, in his first race back in quite some time, took the victory at Daytona for the Black Car Mafia and moved the Mafia into the lead. As going into this race, I believe it was my team Aftershock that had a 1-point lead over the Yingling team and only a 3-point lead over the Mafia. So points were very close going into this, only 3 points back to third place. Let's take a look at our results here. Let's see how these teams finished. It was BSR Bubba J who took the win for Black Car Mafia. Also, Bubba J managed to lead the most laps, 47 laps led. So got that extra bonus point for his team, bringing home a total of 48 points for the Mafia. And it was the rookie, BSR Palmian, in the 113 who brought home third place for the Yingling team. Rookie did lead a lap, so brought home a total of 42 points for the Yingling team. And it was Rugrat, BSR Rugrat, who brought home 5th place for the Aftershock team. Looks like Rugrat didn't lead any laps in that race, but still brought us home 39 points. So from the look of this, looks like Aftershock lost 9 points to the Mafia, which should put us 6 points back. Yingling lost 6 points to the Mafia, which is only going to put them about 4 points back from the lead. So it did spread the points out a little bit, but they're still very close with just 2 races left to go. Let's go over to the standings and see if I'm right. Yep, that's what it looks like. Yingling in second place, down by 4 points. Aftershock in third place, down by 6 points. So we basically doubled the gap from first to last, from 3 points to 6 points, and the Mafia bringing home first and second place, putting the Yingling team back to a third place finish. They also brought home 4th place, which put Aftershock back to the 5th place finish. So great job by the Mafia this past week in taking that victory and moving into the lead. Only 2 races left to go. We'll see what happens here these next 2 weeks. We're going to be running, let's go back over to the schedule. It is going to be Talladega this week, along with Talladega on Wednesday and Thursday night. So we're going to have a week of Talladega coming up this week here at BSR. And then we'll finish off this team series with Daytona, the last race of the season. So if we go through and take a look at the wins, we've got Mafia with 1, Yingling with 1. This would be Yingling with 2 as of race number 3, and race number 4, Aftershock brings in their first win. Here comes Mafia with their second win. Gear Jammer bringing home another one for Aftershock for our second win. Aftershock in the next race brings us our third win, and Mafia now has their third win as well. So Aftershock, Mafia both with 3 wins, Yingling with 2 wins. We got 2 races to go. If it's going to come down to the way it did last season, where you have, I think, I wouldn't be surprised if Yingling pulls off another victory here in this very next race, and that puts all 3 of these teams with 3 victories. It might come down to who gets that 4th win out of this 10-race series. So it's going to be interesting to see. We got just 2 weeks left to go. I know if that entire Black Car Mafia team shows up again next week, it's going to be tough for the rest of us. That's a great. That team is pretty stacked. If there's any stacked team this season, it would definitely be the Mafia, with a ton of great drivers, and they all do great in the pits, being able to be there at the end of the race. But these other 2 teams, Aftershock and Yingling, going to do everything they can, and I guarantee you, come race time, both of these teams know what the score is, and they know where they need to finish in relation to the Mafia and in relation to each other as well. We need to keep that in mind, where we need to be to maximize the points on both teams. But Mafia is going to find it tough having somebody to work with them these next couple of weeks. That's for sure.
That's it's quite a series the way you have to work with each other rather than out for yourself like we do all week. It's I don't get to race this Saturday too much, but it's a lot of fun when you're out there trying to compete with these guys who are really sticking with their own kind, and it's definitely a different kind of racing.
Oh yeah, and like last night, for instance, Mafia had 4 cars on the track, and Yingling, I believe, only had 2. I believe Palmian and Hot Rod were it. They were the only cars in there for the Yingling team. And the Aftershock, we had 3. Myself, Gear, and Rugrat were in there. So the Mafia, they outnumbered the rest of us. And several times during that race, they were lined up, all 4 of them, in the same lane, working together. And it's hard to beat that, especially when you got these other 2 teams out there who are trying to do the best they can as well. You can't always be in the other line besides Mafia. If you want to advance your position, sometimes you got to get in their line to move forward. And they definitely had an advantage and took advantage, as they should, last night. And it can be tough, but all the factors that come into this team racing, like last night myself, I was 2 laps down, but I was still there trying to help my team get the best finish they could. Try to run in the same line with your teammates. Try to either push them forward, pull them forward, whatever you can do to get that best position. So the team effort definitely pays off, whether you're on the lead lap or not. Being there at the end to help push your teammates is one of the big factors in this team series.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time. I'm going to try to make these next 2 races if possible, and I enjoy getting in there and trying to just not screw up anybody's race, but trying to throw a little monkey wrench in the finish there and see what I can get past.
Yeah, having that wild card out there, the card that's not on a team, always changes things up. That's one other person in there that you can use to benefit your team. Sometimes you get in that line with that car and help him get by. Even if if you end up pushing that car to a win, if you're finishing in front of the team you need to finish in front of, then you're doing what you need to do. So having those extra cars in there, guys who aren't on a team, definitely helps you out.
Absolutely, and I don't take the time to figure out who's on whose team. I don't have most of the cars. I I just kind of go with who I want to go with, where the line's moving the most, if I can make a move. So I think it's more fun to not know who's on what team. I'm there, for myself and to have some fun rather than help anybody specifically. But it's cool the way it works out.
I see Gear Jammer out there chiming in on the chat that Aftershock only had 2. He doesn't count because he sucks so much. That's not true. I look right here. Race number 6 of 10, Gear Jammer brings home the win for Aftershock. Gear Jammer's a little too hard on himself, I think.
Yeah,
Glad to have him as a teammate.
Absolutely can't get better than a win.
And I couldn't ask for a better spotter in iRacing. Gear has, he wasn't able to make it for that last race. His job is kind of keeping him late here recently, but man, the Road to Pro season that I was running in there these last couple of months, Gear Jammer was my spotter in several of those races, which is an awesome feature that you're able to do that over there. He did an awesome job. Way better than having the game spotter, having a real live person in there who's able to look at the rest of the field, look at the rest of the cars, and give you real feedback on what's going on. Not only that, but he can crew chief and make changes for your pit stop so that you don't have to worry about trying to get that stuff set up while you're trying to race. So Gear, great teammate and awesome spotter.
That's very cool. Yeah, it would be nice to have someone else setting the tires, the fuel, or tape and stuff like that. That would be great. And race control just kind of let us know we didn't give out the finishing order on Friday night. We don't want to leave out those guys who had a good run.
Oh, we didn't. Well, let's go back over to Friday night here. Xfinity Chase, Las Vegas. Yes, you're right. We didn't. I just talked about the sweeper who took the pole and the win in both series. Did we even go to the standings Friday night? We didn't do that either.
No, we did not.
Let's take a look here at our race results from Friday night's Xfinity race.
So Mayhem with the win. Texan once again takes second place. Mike Coulon finally had some good luck there and finished in third. BSR Palmion with a 4th place finish. He was running well. And Hot Rod with another top 5.
Palmion in the top 5. Great job on Friday night at Vegas there for the rookie. So did I sweep second place all 3 nights?
Did you take that on Wednesday as well?
Let's just go back and take a look here. Let's see. Wednesday's truck chase. Las Vegas. No, I did not. Eddie D took second place on Wednesday night. Awesome job, Eddie D, with the second place. I took third. So I did not sweep second place.
He did have a great car, a great truck too. He was running well. He had fast stuff.
So back over to Friday night. Let's go to the standings for the Xfinity Chase since we missed that portion as well. So with the win, Mayhem does cut the lead back a little bit. I still do have a lead by 19 points over BSR Mayhem. Pockets in third place down by 32. Hot Rod in fourth down by 36. And Palmion in the top 5 down by 47. I believe Palmion and Eddie D were talking before this race. They were tied in this Xfinity Series going into this race here in Vegas. It looks like Palmion has moved up to 2 points over Eddie D on Friday night and moved into taking over the top 5 position here. So we've got 5 races left to go. 19 points easily done over 5 races. You got a chance at this championship as well. Though we know it's up in the air Wednesday night, Thursday night. Wednesday night we're tied. Only 3 races left to go there. Thursday night, only 1 point separates the leader from second place, and 6 races left to go on Thursday night. That's a lot of racing left to do on Thursday. And 5 races left to go, 19 points between first and second place. I've got a good little cushion here, but I can't let my guard down. I can't go easy. I gotta get everything I can get in these next 5 races. Maybe I can bring home at least one championship this season.
Yeah, this is going to be a little tougher road for me for sure. But I'm glad we get to do what we don't get to do in the trucks at Kansas and Texas, because I love those mile and a halves, and I think I have something for it, and I'm definitely looking forward to those.
Yeah, great tracks, and I know you're going to do pretty well at Martinsville. You might have an edge on me there as well. I know you're pretty good at the short tracks. Phoenix, that last race, I'm pretty confident there. I usually run very well at Phoenix, but you got plenty of time between now and then to practice, and I have no doubt you will have something ready by the time we get to Phoenix as well. So.
That is the one track besides the Charlotte Road course where I know that you run better than me, and I do have to put in the work. As DJ Khaled said, I have to definitely put in that work, and I will hopefully have something for you there at the end.
Well, I have no doubt that you will put that work in, and I'm sure you'll improve over what you've got currently. So, looking forward to the rest of this season in all 3 of these series, going up against the defending champion, tied in the Truck Series, only a 1-point lead in the Cup Series. And you've cut into the deficit in both of these series because I had the advantage going in with bonus points. I know I had more bonus points than you heading into the truck chase and in the Cup chase. In the Cup, I can't remember. I want to say it was something like 7 or 9 points, something like that.
Yeah, and a little more on Wednesday night. You definitely had more on them.
Yeah, I had a great advantage on Wednesday night, and Wednesday night we're already tied. Thursday night you've already cut it down to a 1-point lead, so I got some work to do for me here. The defending champ is not playing around. Won the championship last year in the Truck Series and in the Cup Series, and looking to repeat again this year. And if I don't watch out, he's going to be on my tails by the end of this Xfinity chase, looking to sweep all 3. So yeah, I got some work cut out for myself. I'm gonna unseat the champion in at least one of these truck or cup this season. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that though.
That's my attitude too. As much as I would love to just get in there and win everything, I'd be happy defending one of them and knowing that last year wasn't a fluke or anything like that. I know Thursday night was like one of those situations where anything could happen, and it certainly did for you. So I definitely want a chance to do it right this time and take it back by beating you and not you beating yourself, or your card beating you.
I don't believe it was a fluke, and you've already proven that. Like I said, cut that deficit from the bonus points advantage down in the first part of the chase. You've already proven it wasn't a fluke. You're definitely a force to be reckoned with on the track, as good as they come, and it's great to be racing against you. I have a lot of fun, racing against you, and Mike Coulong out there, Momo, all the drivers that we have here. I just, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. That's why we come back every week to keep on racing. So
Absolutely, that means a lot coming from the guy who's who's been the best here for a long time, and it's a hell of a lot of fun racing with everybody. That side by side stuff and making clean passes and just racing next to you. It's awesome, it really is.
well, that's about all we've got for you guys this week. Appreciate the few of you who tuned in out there. Gear Jammer, Randy C, thanks for chiming in out there. Appreciate you guys tuning in, watching live, and looking forward to getting back on the track with you this week at Talladega. So just remember, we got Talladega coming up Wednesday night and Thursday night. Friday night we'll be off. Probably have some sort of practice or fun run going on, and Saturday night back at Talladega in the team series. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and thanks for being here with me, Mayhem, helping out with the spotter stand. And we'll see you guys Wednesday night at Talladega.
Absolutely. Have a good night, all. Thanks for having me.